Hello, good morning students. Today we are studying the organic topic of polymers, polymer additives and biodegradable polymers. First of all, we will see what are polymer additives. Polymer additives are such compounds or chemicals which are added to the polymer to give some desired property. The polymer additives are of different types. Depending upon their use, what is the use, for what purpose we are using, depending upon that we are adding this polymer. So they are of many types. First, we are adding this in the form of fillers, and also we are adding in the form of UV absorbers and radiators. We are adding in the form of colorants. If we want to change the color, or what is the we want to give the color temporarily or permanently, depending upon that we are adding the colorants. UV stabilizers are added to make the polymer UV light resistant. We are also adding plasticizers to increase its tensile strength. And also there are many types of polymer additives. So, and then next we are studying about biodegradable polymers. So what are biodegradable polymers? Biodegradable polymers are such type of polymers, so when they are degraded into fragments by the action of microorganisms. So bio means biologically we are degrading it. So such polymers which are biodegradably degraded into fragments, such polymers are known as biodegradable polymers. So first of all we will see what is polymer additives and its types. So polymer additives are chemicals that are added to polymer matrix to improve the process ability of polymers. Process ability of polymers are increased by addition of polymer additives. Definition, we can say that to bring the desired property, certain chemicals are added to the polymers. These ingredients are called as polymer additives. For example, many plastics such as phenolic and amino resins are useless alone, but when additives are added, they become useful products. So as I told you, polymer additives are classified into different groups depending on their uses. First is fillers, next plasticizers, antioxidants, UV stabilizers and absorbers, fire retardants and colorant. So one by one you will see all its use and its examples. So additives for final product, if you are adding the colorant, polymer plus additive package, extrusion is done in this chamber, then molding is done, and then usable product is made. For example, in the colorant we can add also dyes and also pigments. If dyes are added to give bright color, that faded with time, but when dyes are added, the color will get faded. Suppose you want permanent color, then you have to add the pigment so that the color becomes the permanent. So to increase additives for final product flexibility. If you want to increase the flexibility, also we can add the additives. Polymer for additives in the same way, extrusion process, molding in dust and use. Suppose you are increasing physical property, the impact strength is you want to increase, or tensile strength you have to increase, then plasticizers are added. What are added? Plasticizers. Impact strength and tensile strength, we are adding the plasticizers. To increase the flexibility also we can add the plasticizers. What are fillers? Fillers are added in the polymer to provide them better tensile and impact strength, resistance of a material to breaking. So it will not break soon if fillers are added. Example is wood floor, graphite, asbestos, cotton, mica, jute, fiber, etc. Then plasticizer, they are high boiling point liquid, very few are solid with low volatility. Liquid plasticizers are used to improve the ease of fabrication. That is, fabrication means process of making something from raw materials and to produce elastic characteristic. Solid plasticizers are used to toughen and flexibility a plastic base or to soften it at workable temperature. Example is camphor, dimethyl phthalate, dibutyl phthalate, triphenyl phosphates. Next is antioxidant. The polymer molecules can be deteriorated. That is, deteriorated means degenerated or destroyed by oxidative degradation, thermal degradation and also photo degradation. So, when we add the antioxidant, these properties we are making, and therefore leading to aging. Aging means getting older. The things are getting older and weathering, breaking down. The polymer additives which prevent these effects are known as antioxidants. So we are adding the antioxidant to recover this all the properties. Examples are aryl amines, phenols, etc. Next, UV stabilizers and absorbers. They protect the polymeric material by absorbing the harmful radiation of the sun. If the harmful radiation of the sun, we want, suppose something is there, so that it is it have to stand in the sunlight for many hours. Then at that time we can add UV stabilizers and absorbers. For that we have to add 2-hydroxy 4-acetoxy-benzophenone, 2-hydroxy 3,5-dialkyl-benzotriazole are added as UV stabilizers. Next, fire retardants. To improve the fire resistance, that is the ability to withstand in fire of the polymer, the fire retardants are added to the polymer as additive. So if you want to increase the fire resisting property, then you have to add the fire retardants. Example is antimony trioxide, aluminum oxide trihydrate. Next, colorants. Colorants are added. Most of the polymers are dark in color. To impart a suitable color to the polymer, a colorant is added. Also, we can add two types of color. Dyes, as I told you before, dyes and also pigments. Dyes give the temporary color and pigments give the permanent color to the polymer. Example is titanium dioxide, aluminum silicate, halocyanins, etc. Next, biodegradable polymers. The polymer that can be broken into segments or fragments by enzyme catalyzed reaction are called biodegradable polymers. The carbon-carbon bonds of chain growth polymers are inert to enzyme catalyst reaction. So they are non-biodegradable polymer. The non-biodegradable polymers can be made into biodegradable by introducing certain bonds in the polymeric chain that can be broken by the enzymes or microorganisms, as I told you. So the microorganisms will break the bonds and they will become degradable. There are different methods of making a polymer biodegradable. One of the methods is to insert hydrolyzable ester group into the polymer chain. By this method, we can make the non-biodegradable polymer as biodegradable. So these are the examples of biodegradable: plastic, nitrocellulose, polyglycolic acid, polylactate bag. These are biodegradable synthetic polymers. So we can also say that biodegradable polymers are a special class of polymers that break down after its intended purpose by bacterial decomposition process to result in the natural byproducts such as CO2, N2H2O, biomass and inorganic solid. The common example is PGA, PHB, PHBV and polycaprolactone, etc. are the examples of biodegradable polymer. The structures are also there. In the next slide we will see the structures of these polymers. The biodegradable polymers are those polymers which decompose under aerobic. Aerobic respiration means in presence of oxygen, or anaerobic condition means in absence of oxygen, as a result of the action of microorganisms or enzymes. Polyesters are the most commonly used polymers of this type. So here you are seeing this is the biodegradable polymer. After the enzyme action, hydrolysis and take place, and this type the degradation is taking place. See, you are seeing the molecules are degraded here. So when you see the structurally, you are seeing that here the structurally you can see in this type of degradation of the biodegradable polymer is taking place. So these are the examples of biodegradable polymers. Nylon 2, nylon 6, polyglycolic acid. Polyglycolic acid and polylactic acid are also biodegradable. These are also biodegradable polymers. By this method, glycine and aminocaproic acid on reaction will give nylon 2, nylon 6 biodegradable polymer. Then glycolic acid, from glycolic acid on polymerization you will get polyglycolic acid. This is also a biodegradable polymer.